Zero to hero, just like that. When he smiled, the girls went wild with oohs and ahs, and they slapped his face on every face, on every vase. Millie Maleficent, will you be my Valentine? Not a chance, Molly. You disappointed me the last time we had a dinner date. Look, I'm gonna try to make it up to you. I made, like, much better. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Hello? This is she. Hi. Good, how about you? You're welcome. Definitely. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, ma'am. No. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, Florida is my preference. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Yes, I live at a residential college, so I have had roommates. Mm-hmm. We usually talk it out and kind of get to know both sides, and then we come to a compromise, or sometimes when we're discussing it with each other, we realize, oh, you're totally right, let's do it your way. I didn't realize that fact, and so I think discussion is really important to make sure we understand each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'll be really helpful. Um, Disney is such a big company and is so well known that I think it'll look really good on my resume. And also the networking, just meeting all these people and getting to know them. Of course, I'm really excited to take some classes there while I'm in the program, especially in marketing. I haven't been able to take a lot of marketing classes here because there's not a marketing minor, and so I'm really interested in taking some and getting more skills under my belt in that area. Mm-hmm. Sure. That's a tough one, but I would say working as the print editor for the Circuit, which is the newspaper here at my school, it's been a really good experience. I was a reporter, and then they trained me to be the editor for the next year, and it's been really cool to go from being a reporter and all of a sudden being in charge of a larger staff and getting to work behind the scenes and making the paper and working with, we published through the paper in town, and so getting to talk to the editor there and getting to know him and networking with him. And it's a lot of problem solving. You're working with a larger staff during the day, and then at night when you make the paper you have a smaller staff, but it's still a pretty large staff, and sometimes things come up and you have to figure out what to do, and it's just all around been really cool, and it really tests me, and I've learned that I am capable of more than I thought I am. Mm-hmm. Sure. Let's see. Well, for the circuit, our busiest day would be when we make the paper. We are usually there from like 3 to midnight working on the paper, just laying it out, putting the stories in, editing, getting photos, writing captions. And it's very draining. I make sure I have a lot of caffeine, of course. And of course, I'm with a lot of really great people who keep me motivated and keep me awake. And we work together, and it's a lot of, okay, so how is this page looking? Okay, this story isn't working out. Do we have something else we can run? Okay, this photo isn't perfect. Let's go get another photo. Sometimes our feature photo doesn't work. Either in the editing process, it turns out too dark, or it just ends up being kind of not an okay photo, and so I'll send someone out to go get a photo while there's still light. We've had a situation where the photo didn't have a person in it, and I was like, oh, it's kind of boring to just run a picture of a tent. So I went out and took a photo of a girl in the tent. She was sleeping in the tent that night. And so, yeah, it's just a lot of figuring things out. And then at the very end, we get to a good stopping point, and I say, okay, and then we do it again the next day, and then the Friday, I turn it in. And so that's also a pretty busy day because I have to get in by the deadline and make sure I have the right date on every page and that there's no spelling mistakes. And, of course, getting the deadline is very important. But yeah, just a lot of always keeping on top of it and making sure everything is going well and how we need to adjust. Sure. Well, it is pretty much the same, but there's always something a little different. And of course, I'm working with people, and so we keep each other focused. And, someone is kind of feeling a little out of it, we'll say a joke, or like, hey, you want me to take over and you can do my page? Or why don't you go proofread for a little bit, or whatever. But I think the important thing for keeping yourself focused and motivated when it's repetitive is just remembering that something different is going to happen every day. And especially in like Disney, there's going to be a different guest to make them smile and a different person to introduce to Mickey Mouse. And it's always a different day. No matter how repetitive it is, there's always someone else, someone new involved who you can make their day better, and it's going to be a little different for that person than the person before. Yeah, it really depends on the situation, but I do like working a lot in a team situation just because I do like having others with me and working together. I have worked alone in different jobs, but I definitely do prefer working with others. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm. Of course. Nope, I actually signed a contract when I was like 10 years old that said I would never pierce any part of my body, so no. I do not at this point, but my permit is going to expire this summer, and so I will be getting my license over the summer. Okay. Sure. Of course. Mm-hmm. Sure. I have not, but I will be sure to look at that right away. I am currently in Kansas. I go to school in Kansas. Yeah. I will be in Minnesota over the summer, of course, so that's also an option. Okay. 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 When exactly are they? Just so I can figure out timing, because I will be home in March in Minnesota. If that's okay, I could probably make that one. Okay. Um. Okay. I could definitely go to either Chicago or probably Ann Arbor. I think Ann Arbor's closer on the 10th. Yes, I will be home for break that day. Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, perfect. I understand completely. Okay. Sure, I totally understand. Sure. Mhm. Yes, I have worked in the dining hall here at school, and I have worked with the cash register. Mhm. Well, I always say that your day should start with a smile, and so that is very important to me, is spreading smiles. And so, of course, I would make sure to smile and greet them warmly. Um, and I really think that's really important because first impressions, when you first come to the park, you want right away to be treated like a guest and to have the magic start right away. And so I think smiling and then greeting them and helping them in any way I can is really important to making their day start off magically. Mhm. Sure, yeah, it happens a lot at the dining hall that I used to work at. A lot of students will come in, they've had a rough day and a hard test or something, and like I said, I always just try to smile, and then I'll talk with them, or, is there any way I can help you? Sometimes I will give them a piece of candy. Of course, I can't do that at Disney World, but at my job, sometimes I have a piece of candy to give them. Um, and yeah, and then if they're being really disagreeable, of course, the policy was to contact my supervisor. But usually I try to handle it myself, and my supervisor trusted me enough that she would she knew that if I called her, it was usually pretty much an emergency. hmm Right. Yeah, that's a great question, actually, Emily, because personally, I was always scared of costume characters growing up. I had a huge phobia of them, and I can personally relate to this question. And so when I was young, I always wanted the character to wait for me to come to them and not for them to come to me. I just wanted to come at my own time. And so if I were in that situation where I was like, for example, a character attendant, I would recognize, and personally related to this question, I'm sure I would recognize the signs. I would recognize the signs in the child, and I'd go up to him and calmly talk to him and kind of calm him or her down and say, hey, Mickey Mouse would really love to meet you. Do you want to meet him? And then kind of talk the child into going up to him, and of course let the child go up when that child is ready. Because personally, like I said, that was how I wanted it growing up. Sure. I would definitely say character performer, just because I have had a lot of acting experience here at school. I'm currently in a play right now, actually. Character attendant also has a little bit of acting in it, and so also I would love to be with the characters and working with children and just seeing their faces light up when they see their favorite character. I've worked in the dining hall, and so I feel like quick food service or full-time food service would also be good options, just because I have a lot of experience working with food and money. And then attractions also sounds like a pretty good fit. I have a lot of experience talking in front of my newspaper staff about how the week is going to work out, or this is happening, who wants to cover it. I've had a lot of experience talking in front of large groups because my co-editor and I run the class time, and so we are in charge of introducing the classes and getting things rolling. hmm Yes. Okay. Sure. Okay. 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 Sure. I was just curious about what would you say has been the most challenging aspect of the program for past participants? Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Sure. Right. Okay. What, on the opposite side of the spectrum, what would you say is the most rewarding aspect?
Well, I think that definitely kind of varies per person.
Sure.
There's a lot of different things that, you know, we do. So some people will tell you, like, the best part of their program was the volunteering that they got to do, be involved in different organizations and really have partnerships with that they wouldn't have gotten in last time. For folks who want to work for this long term, I think that they'll tell you the best part is being able to network with future leaders,
Right.
help their careers, help people with the opportunity to, you know, leave home with people all over the world, take friends from, you know, everywhere. Also the training business, I think that's really a ton of things that, you know, will be beneficial. I think most depending on, you know, what you hope to get out of the program. You know,
Sure.
it's definitely an experience that you're going to get when you want to be. But I think that what you're most at is really depends on your goals.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. That was all I had. It's really nice to hear all those different things.
Yeah, we try to make it well rounded.
Right,
So
right. I hope so. I've heard so many good things about it, and I would just love to work for Disney. It's my dream, so it'd be wonderful.
yeah, we certainly appreciate that enthusiasm and hope and you're talking about for your career as well. So certainly appreciate that and the time and interest in the company, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too, Emily.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
How'd I do?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I think you did good.
Okay. She seemed to really like me.
Good.
She was like, oh, I've learned a lot about you and all your different skills, and so, okay, I won't know till March, though. She said they won't be hiring until, like, late March, so now I have to wait. Oh, I'm so happy that went really well. Okay, well, that was it. Hopefully that helped you guys. Good luck with your phone interviews if you are having them soon or you just scheduled them. I don't know if you are current people applying or if you're going, maybe in the future you'll watch this video, which is kind of weird to think about, so I'm going to stop thinking about that right now. But yeah, I'm going to call my friends and tell them how it went, and I won't find out till March or so, she said. Late March is when they start hiring, so long time to wait, but I'm glad I got it over with. Bye, have a wonderful rest of your day. Good luck with your interviews, of course, and stay awesome. Bye!